Hey everyone, and welcome back to Real English Voices. I'm Tom.
And I'm Ria. Today, we're diving into a topic that I think makes almost every English learner a little bit nervous: small talk mastery.
Oh, absolutely. Small talk, that wonderful, tricky art of starting, maintaining, and gracefully ending conversations, especially with people you don't know very well. It's often the difference between a quick, awkward silence and a genuine connection.
It is. And for our listeners, mastering small talk isn't just about vocabulary, it's about cultural fluency and confidence. It's about knowing what topics to lean into, and crucially, which ones to steer clear of.
Exactly. Think about it. You're at a networking event, or maybe just waiting in line for coffee, and you want to practice your English. You have maybe 30 seconds to make a good impression. What do you say?
That's the high stakes scenario we're tackling today. We're calling this episode Small Talk Mastery: Topics to Avoid and Topics to Embrace, plus a quick guide on how to start and end these mini conversations like a pro.
Let's get straight into the tricky stuff first. Ria, in your experience, what is the number one topic that people should generally avoid in small talk, especially in a professional or new social setting?
Oh, that's easy, Tom. Money, personal finances, how much someone earns, the cost of their apartment or their debt. It's a huge cultural landmine in many English-speaking countries, particularly in the US and the UK. It's considered very private.
That's a fantastic point. I remember once, early in my career, someone asked me, point blank, how much my new car cost. I felt a chill. It instantly makes the conversation feel transactional and uncomfortable.
Right? Instead of connecting, you feel interrogated. So, rule number one: steer clear of specific financial details. The general rule is if it feels too personal, it probably is.
What's the next big one to avoid? I'd say anything highly political or religious.
100%. Politics and religion are deeply held beliefs. Small talk is about finding common ground quickly, not debating fundamental life philosophies. You simply don't know where the other person stands, and you could accidentally offend or alienate them within two sentences.
And the whole point of small talk is to build rapport, not burn bridges. So, if you hear someone talking about a controversial political figure, a simple nod and a shift to a safer topic is the way to go. Something like, that's an interesting point. Say, have you tried the food here? A smooth pivot.
Love that. Smooth pivot. Now, a more subtle one that I've seen English learners sometimes fall into: health and body complaints.
Oh, that's a good one. Like, my back is killing me, or I had the worst stomach ache this morning.
Exactly. People will often respond with polite sympathy, but it's a bit of a conversational dead end. It burdens the other person with your ailment, and it doesn't allow for a light, positive exchange. It's better to save those topics for close friends or your doctor.
That's a real insight into the psychology of small talk. It should be light, like skimming stones across the water, not diving into the deep, messy parts. So, to summarize the avoid list: money, politics, religion, and personal health complaints.
Perfect summary, Tom. Now, let's flip the script. Let's talk about the topics to embrace, the green lights of small talk.
Green light, go. My absolute favorite and the easiest for anyone is the immediate environment.
Oh, I agree. It's context specific, which means you always have something to talk about. If you're at a conference, you can say, the keynote speaker was fascinating, wasn't she? If you're at a restaurant, this coffee smells incredible. Have you been here before?
And the beauty of this topic is that it uses simple descriptive language and naturally invites a response. You're not just making a statement, you're asking a soft, low-pressure question. This weather is beautiful today, isn't it? The other person can just agree or add a short detail. It's safe.
The weather is the MVP of small talk, honestly. It's universal, non controversial, and always changing. A simple, looks like it might rain later, is the perfect opening line.
Next up, interests and hobbies. But here's the key. Frame it as an open question, not a quiz.
How do you mean?
Instead of, do you play any sports, which can lead to a quick no and an awkward silence, try something warmer like, I've been trying to get back into reading lately. What have you been enjoying recently? You've offered a little bit of yourself first, and then you've invited them to share. It's much more human.
That vulnerability opens the door. And if you happen to find a shared hobby, like hiking or cooking, suddenly you're not making small talk anymore. You're having a genuine conversation. That's where the magic happens.
Absolutely. Another excellent topic is travel. Everyone has a travel story, or at least a dream destination.
Travel is gold. Did you have to travel far to get here? Or do you have any exciting trips planned this summer? Even if they haven't traveled anywhere exotic, you can talk about the local area. What's your favorite hidden gem in the city?
And notice how all these topics, the environment, hobbies, travel, they all invite a positive, aspirational, or observational response. You're keeping the energy light and forward moving.
So, the embrace list. The immediate environment, including weather, hobbies and interests framed openly, and travel.
Perfect. Now, let's move on to the actual mechanics. How to start and how to end a conversation. This is where confidence really comes into play.
Let's start with starting. The dreaded opening line. People often overthink it. The secret, Tom, is just to be direct and friendly.
I totally agree. The best opening is a simple statement combined with a low-pressure question. And don't forget the power of acknowledging the shared context.
Give us an example.
Okay, say you're waiting for a presentation to start. You turn to the person next to you, smile warmly, and say, I'm really looking forward to this presentation on digital marketing. Have you seen this speaker before?
Oh, that's brilliant. It has 3 key elements: the greeting, the smile and friendly tone, the shared context, the presentation, and the low-pressure question. Have you seen the speaker before? It gives the other person an easy out or an easy in.
Exactly. Another great one for a casual setting, like a party or a social gathering. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm friends with Sarah, the host. How do you know her? Simple, direct, and establishes a connection.
That introduces yourself and immediately finds a common connection point. Don't be afraid to state your name. It's the essential first step. Hi, I'm Ria. Practice that in the mirror, listeners.
Now for the grand finale, how to end a conversation gracefully. This is arguably harder than starting one. Nobody wants to be rude, but you can't stand there talking forever.
This is a huge fear for English learners: how to disengage politely. The key phrase here is a transitional statement followed by a positive closing remark.
I love that transitional statement. Give us a few.
Okay, let's say you've been talking about travel. You could say, it's been so lovely talking about your trip to Italy, but I should probably go and grab a drink before the bar closes. Or, I've really enjoyed hearing about your new photography hobby, but I need to quickly check in with my colleague before they leave.
The magic of those phrases is that you're not saying, I'm bored. You're giving a legitimate, external reason for moving on. It's not about them, it's about a need you have.
And you're affirming the quality of the interaction right before you leave. You're saying, it's been lovely talking, not, I'm out.
And then the final step is the positive closing remark and a promise of future interaction, if appropriate. Something like, it was great meeting you, John. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Maybe I'll see you later.
Or, if it's a professional setting, it was a pleasure meeting you. Do you have a card? I'd love to connect on LinkedIn. This is an easy, non-awkward way to exchange contact information.
Perfect. Let's run through a quick practice scenario. Ria, let's say we're waiting in line for a terrible airplane flight to board. You go first.
Ugh, the worst part of traveling. Okay, I turn to you. I see your headphones. Excuse me, those look like noise-canceling headphones. Are they any good? I'm always looking for a way to make these long flights bearable.
Oh, they are. They've saved my sanity more than once. I'm Tom, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Ria. So you must travel quite a bit then. Where are you headed this time?
See? A natural, easy flow. We've talked about a product, we've introduced ourselves, and we've smoothly transitioned into the safe topic of travel. No talk of money, politics, or backaches.
Success. And after a few minutes of talking about destinations, I see the lines start to move. Well, Tom, it looks like we're finally moving towards the gate. It was really a pleasure chatting with you and getting that headphone recommendation. Have a fantastic flight.
You too, Ria. Safe travels.
And just like that, a successful small talk exchange.
It's that simple, listeners. Small talk is not about being fascinating. It's about being friendly, curious, and respectful.
And for all our English learners out there, remember this. The people you are talking to are usually just as nervous as you are. They are also looking for a pleasant distraction. Your attempt to speak English, even with a mistake, is a sign of courage and openness. And most people will appreciate that far more than perfect grammar.
Absolutely. Think of every small talk opportunity as a mini practice session, a chance to flex those conversational muscles. Don't worry about sounding perfect. Focus on sounding human and engaged.
Our final deep cut piece of advice for small talk mastery: be an active listener. The best conversationalists often speak the least. They ask genuinely curious questions and they listen intently to the answer. If someone says, I was gardening this weekend, don't jump in with your gardening story. Ask, oh, what do you like to grow? Show interest in their world.
That is such a wonderful note to end on, Tom. Small talk isn't just about what you say. It's about making the other person feel heard.
So, our challenge to you, the Real English Voices community, is to try just one small talk exchange this week. Use the weather, use the immediate environment, introduce yourself simply, and end with a graceful closing remark.
We're rooting for you. Go out there, be brave, and start connecting.
That's all for this week's episode of Real English Voices.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm Ria.
And I'm Tom. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.